Testing, testing. Hello, hello. It is 7:38 in the morning, and I'm gonna be doing something that I don't normally do. And I'm gonna rant about the Fantastic Four movie for a little bit because I think it is mid as fuck, and here's why. Um, so to put this in perspective, Superman came out like a week or two ago. That shit was so good. Um, Absolutely love Superman. Obviously, the James Gunn directing the new DCU universe is definitely looking very bright for DC at the moment. And I went in the Fantastic Four, like with no expectations because I watched all of the MCU before or like up to Endgame, and then everything after Endgame I like been picking up at specific points, but like the MCU as a whole hasn't really been anything interesting or like that would grab me back. And so whenever I saw Fantastic Four coming out, I was like, okay, um I'll go check this out for fun. Just watch it with my friends. It's also coincidentally the same day as a Magic pre-release event for the new set, and so we did a double up. So basically, yesterday, me and my friends we went to the theater to go watch Fantastic Four, and yeah, like it, it it's actually got me so like I don't know. It's so weird because I went into it like with no expectations, and I went out with less than I went in with. Like it was just a nothing burger. Nothing fucking happened. Nothing. There's no consequences. There's no development and anything else. In like their current MCU minus like the like end card. Um like there's just it's just a whole nothing burger. So to kind of put it into perspective, I'm gonna put a slight full spoiler warning because I'm gonna go through the entire plot in this rant. Um, that's your warning. Click off now if you haven't seen it or if you plan on watching it. I don't recommend it. Go watch Superman. It's a better movie. Um, but basically what happens is starts off laying the traditional groundwork of the Fantastic Four. They get shot off the space, um come back all mutated after going through a galaxy storm, and then the Fantastic Four get their powers. Stretchy Man, Reed Richards, all of them know him. Sue Storm, who is Invisigirl, the Thing, and then I why am I blanking on his name? And the Human Torch, of course, um, Johnny Storm, but like okay, so of course they go into space, they come back all transformed, and then they start helping the world. Reed Richards, being a super smart man, makes all these super smart technology things during his time, so it's like a retro uh futuristic kind of setting for the earth, um for this earth. And so like it goes through for a bit, like it develops where it's like why people love the Fantastic Four and all that kind of stuff. And then it goes to um uh Reed and Sue. They're having a kid, and so they're like, you're having a kid, that's awesome, whoa, cool, yeah. And then that kind of develops for another like 10 minutes. And so like it's a big important thing that they're having this baby because like they've been trying for years and they haven't had this, like they just haven't had a kid. Kind of important for later. um but like basically like it goes through that for a bit, and then eventually nothing else really happens until the Silver Surfer shows up, and I think the Silver Surfer was the best part of the movie. Just because like that's where the action happened, and she was cool. But basically, Silver Surfer comes in and is like, Galactus is coming to eat you. Spend your days. Peace. And then fucking flies off. And then, of course, Fantastic Four are like, what? What is happening? So it goes through, and they're trying to figure out what is Galactus, who is that, or who are they, that kind of stuff, and then eventually like Reed is like, yeah, so like I've tracked all these planets that the Silver Surfer has been, and they've all been chosen and destroyed, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta go fight Galactus, we gotta go find him, we gotta go stop him. And so they like get into a rocket, get shot off into space. They go the FTL jump all the way to Galactus, or to a planet where Silver Surfer has been, and then Galactus is there eating it. This big old spaceship. And basically, like they fly around debris, they turn invisible, and then they get hit by a tractor beam, and then they go into the ship, and then like the Silver Surfer, like, or before they get into the ship, the Silver Surfer gets into their ship, and they're like, she was like, you shouldn't have come here, fuck you, and then leaves, and then and then meets him on the ship. And then as they're walking through the given expedition and all that kind of stuff, nothing, it genuinely nothing. If you've read comics or like been around the comic sphere, it's nothing new. It's just developing Galactus as the character. But Johnny Storm, like before, whenever the Silver Surfer was first leaving, was like, what, whoa, what the heck? And then the Silver Surfer says something in their language and then fucked off. And then the second time, the Silver Surfer is asking, like, what do you mean by that, to the Silver Surfer? And then the Silver Surfer was like, it's a blessing thing from my culture. And then he keeps in his noodle for later. And so basically, they get to Galactus, and then Galactus is like, give me your baby or I'll eat the earth. And so of course the Fantastic Four are like, no. Sue's like, that's my fucking baby, fuck you. And then a big old chase happens, and the Silver Surfer starts chasing the Fantastic Four, and they're running, and there's like some action, nothing crazy notable or creative, like everything that you would kind of expect in a chase scene. And then they get to the ship, and they get out, and then they're being chased by the Silver Surfers. Silver Surfers like on their ass, and then like they get to their little jump station, and then they're like, pew! And then the Silver Surfer follows them through light speed. And then they were like, okay, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Galactus starts making Sue Storm give birth, so that's like also happening. So Sue Storm is like out for the count, giving birth at the moment, because with Galactus's mind beam that happens. And so they they're in Lightspeed, they're getting chased, and they're like, okay, we gotta lose the Silver Surfer, and they're like, and then they jump out of Lightspeed into a fucking black hole. This scene was kind of cool. I will say, I think that was like probably the most entertaining scene, minus like everything else. And so, and so they're in this black hole. They're like, okay, we gotta, and then Reed's like, okay, we gotta get in close to the black hole, and then fucking get out of here. Lose a Silver Surfer in the black hole. And so they like get close to the black hole, and then the Silver Surfer's like almost there, and then like Sue Storm makes the ship invisible, and then like, and they divert, and then the Silver Surfer's like, and then like gets sucked into the black hole. And then like they slingshot out, or they're as they're trying to slingshot out of the gravity well of this black hole. They Sue Storm gives birth, and it's a whole like 6-minute scene of this happening. And so like that happens, and then they get back to the baby's like yeah, the baby's just the baby. They get back to Earth, and then the people around them are celebrating, be like, "Oh my god, the Fantastic Four is back! Oh my god, they got the baby!" Ah! And then they hold a press conference, and then Reed's like, "We talked to Galactus. We fucked up. He's still coming. He wanted our baby, and we said no." And then everybody's like, obviously upset with him, be like, "Yo, you could have given over your baby, and like we all would have been like avoiding this entire situation." And so like, which is a kind of a unique idea. It's like literally the trolley problem, the movie. But like it's some things there. But we'll get to that. It doesn't go anywhere. And so like they get back, and Reed's like, "Okay, we gotta figure out how to get rid of Galactus. I may have to give up my baby." And then Sue Storm's like, "No, we're not giving up the baby. Fuck you." And then Reed's like, "Yeah, you're right. You're my wife. I'm a wife guy. We're gonna find something else." And it was like, okay. And so like they go through this like plot development of like basically making portals around the Earth so they can teleport the Earth to a completely different location in solar system to avoid Galactus entirely, which is like, okay, interesting, I guess. And then like they they basically control the entire world for a little bit, which is funny. So like they're building these portals, and like Reed's like, "Okay, we need more power, we need energy curfews, we need materials, we need people working together." And then people magically start working together, which is like, okay, you can have this for your story. Like there's nothing wrong with like the world coming together for a world ending event and like doing this kind of stuff. But like I don't know, it's a little weird because it's just like there's no drama with it, there's no conflict, there's just like everybody's working together without question. And it's like, okay, that's like you're getting the entire world to be like, yeah, we've made peace with everybody else because Galactus is coming, which is like, okay, not to get like super nitpicky, but I thought it was like a little out of place. And so like they make the portals, and but basically it's just like some character development of like some of the characters, and like just and then Johnny Storm's like, "I've cracked the code of the language, and so I'm gonna like do something with this." And then everybody's like, "Okay, Johnny, we don't give a fuck. We're about to start the portals." And then they start doing the portals, calling the whole world, be like, "Okay, New York, or not, or Paris, all that kind of stuff," being like, "Yo, we gotta start the portal right now." And so they start the portals, and then of course portals start happening about to blink out of there, and then the Silver Surfer shows up and just starts fucking up every single portal except for one of them. And the only reason why that one portal survives is because of Johnny, and he's like, "Stop it! This isn't you. I know you. Don't do it. No, I know you're a herald of Galactus. I know you were chosen. And so like and then he starts playing a message from Silver Surfer's home world, and then like gets some expedition of that, and the Silver Surfer's like, "Ah!" and then flies out. And so like she fucks off for like the rest of the movie essentially, until the very end. And then like Galactus is like made it past like Mars at this point, and they're like, fuck, we got one portal, what are we gonna do? We're gonna use the baby as bait in the center of the portal and lure Galactus to the baby, and then teleport Galactus out after him standing in the portal for 47 seconds. And it's like, okay, I can kind of see that. It's your last ditch effort. um and then like basically like it's them getting this stuff together. They're like being conflicted about this moral issue that they're having to use a baby as bait for a world-ending threat. But they eventually they put the baby in a little baby carrier, and put him in the center of this little portal thing. And then Galactus shows up. He like shows up on a throne, jumps off his throne into the water, walks up the land, picks up some land, smells the roses, emotes, drops the land, and starts walking towards the baby. And then like the Fantastic Four are all in position. Um, Kind of a cool plan. I won't lie. I did kind of like this part. Where like basically like right as Galactus got up towards the baby, they like did this whole distraction thing where like Sue magnified her powers, and then Johnny like shot fire into his eyes, burning Galactus's eyes, and then Reed like, excuse me, yoinks the baby and takes it to or I can't remember if it was Reed or Johnny. I think it was Johnny. And then like flies in, takes the baby. Reed replaces the baby with a fake carriage. And Johnny takes the baby to the Fantastic Four tower. And then like they and then it's like this whole thing, and then Galactus like steps like right above the line of the portal, and then steps off the line of the portal. That was a little funny. And then he was like, your baby's over there, and then he just turns and then goes towards the baby because he's got x-ray vision. And then so he starts going toward the baby. They're like they're trying to stop him. And then basically eventually like he like grabs the baby and it starts walking away. um I interject. I'm gonna put this in between of my other little rant. During whenever they were getting the portals together, because I forgot to mention this. There is no people in the city. They're absent, and the reason why they're absent is because they had a little expedition of some mole people in the beginning. Fabled mole men of the Marvel universe. So it's like, okay, they evacuated the entirety of their city to the underground where the mole men people were. It was like, okay, but they had this whole introduction and expedition and conclusion in one scene with this mole man. They're like, hey, we got Galactus coming. He's gonna destroy the whole world. Can you put like the entire population of New York into your city for like 2 minutes? And so the mole man's like, sure, why not? And so like no conflict with the mole man. They just willingly give people shelter in the city, which is okay. It's fine. It's not the greatest nitpick, but like there's just like, how are we going to explain why there's no people in the city so we don't have any stakes and then nobody gets killed? But back to Galactus yoinking the baby, but Galactus yoinks the baby, starts fucking off, and then what happens next? They eventually start pushing Galactus towards the portal. So Sue Storm is like, my baby. And then like starts doing her powers and starts pushing Galactus towards a portal, and then they activate the portal. And then last second, Reed yoinks the baby before he goes through the portal, and then like they have this whole fake out moment where the Galactus goes to the portal for a minute, and he's like, I'm gonna walk back through the portal. Fuck you, it's still up, but you got 37 seconds left. Or like 20 seconds or whatever. And he's like, like a Yoru teleport. And so like and then Johnny's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. Say specific thing for me. I was gonna say what he said, but I forgot. And then he's like, meow, and then and then Silver Surfer comes in like fucking what's her face from The Last Jedi. Shit. Shit, Rose. It was Rose. Like Rose with fucking not Poe Dameron, from Finn. Rose and Finn. Like Rose just like fucking yoinks Finn out of the fucking way. And then but instead of actual like sacrifice, like Silver Surfer actually fucking just nosedives straight into Galactus. And then so like she hits him, they go through the portal. Gone. No galaxy ending threat whatsoever anymore. He is on the completely opposite side of the galaxy without his big old fuck ass spaceship that's probably still in orbit. But he's there. And so like he's gone. And then Sue Storm fucking dies because she overuses her powers trying to save the baby. And it's like, oh my god, they're not gonna kill her, but oh my god, it would be crazy if they killed her, and so the Fantastic Four is no longer the Fantastic Four until the baby grows up. Maybe that could be interesting. And then the baby is like, goo goo gaga, and then fucking revives his mom, and so nothing fucking happens in like at all. Not the conclusion is Sue Storm wakes up from the galaxy baby that Galactus wanted. And like like and then it cuts to them at the Jimmy Fallon show essentially. And they're like getting ready to go to the Jimmy Fallon show, and they get red alert, and they're like, we gotta go, we gotta get to the red alert. And then they get to the red alert, or they're getting to the car, and they're bringing the baby. And so they have a whole 2-minute scene at the very end where they're fighting, like the Thing, Johnny and Reed fighting over a fucking car seat for 2 minutes. And then, the music starts crescendoing, and then it just goes Fantastic Four, and then they fly off in the distance, and that's it. And then it goes to credits, and it's like, waiter, my nothing burger, please, with my nothing fries. The fucking nothing happened. Like, like, come on. No stakes. No civilians died. And they did not lose their housing. The New York or whatever Fantastic Four city is completely fine. Like, and then it's like just nothing happens. Everything is resolved, and they fly off to the sunset. And then the post-credit scene is like Sue like getting a book for her child, and then she walks in, and then the babies mess around with Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom's like and then it's like Fantastic Four is gonna be in Doomsday, and it's like, okay, I just think Doomsday is gonna be fucking ass, because what have you been making for the past like 4 or 5 years? Ass. Like, come on. Like, the movie stood for nothing. There is no message. There is no like there's themes of like family and like togetherness, or togetherness, which is like, okay, but it's not the focal point of the movie. There's no plot stress about it. There's nothing. Like, and like literally what it means for the MCU, nothing fucking happens, and the Fantastic Four supposedly exist around. So like they didn't stop 9/11, so they essentially do not matter in this entire universe until now. Um and so like I'm uh, clearly I'm upset because I'm ranting about it, but I'm not upset because I'm a Marvel fan. I'm more upset because like I like Marvel, and Marvel can do so much more, and it's very clear because they had a one good director, and they lost him to DC. And so they have no Guardians, they have nothing else with James Gunn, and James Gunn makes a banger, a fucking banger of a movie of Superman. And you know what Superman does? It stands for something. It has a message. It has a message of hope. They have better action, better characters, dynamic characters, actual actually things happen. Things have consequences. Things fucking happen. And that's the biggest contrast to it. It's like why I went to Superman like excited because I knew James Gunn was going to hit it out of the park, but I went to Fantastic Four and I got with zero expectations got less than like anything. Like I sat through that entire movie, felt nothing. Like it's so frustrating because it's like Disney is this multi-million dollar company, and they're corporate obviously, so it's like they're just trying to do this for profit, but they could do so much better. Like they can do so much more. And as a super Star Wars fan that absolutely loves Star Wars, the only good like at least like TV media that they put out has been Andor, because Andor has a message. It stands for something. It has consequences in its own story, even though like, especially doing stuff like during the prequel era or in the sequel, or not in the sequel, but in like the pre rebellion era and stuff like that, it's like you can only do so much because of all what has been like established. But like that at least has something, has substance. It's a good show. Marvel, everything that I've like seen so far has had nothing. I've heard Ironheart's good. Haven't watched it. I'm not really going to watch it. The only like thing that I'm going to watch like is just probably DC stuff, because it's just like DC at this current moment in time has a better product, has it's something interesting, something new, and actually experiments with what they're doing. Unlike Disney, and it's like Disney has to change something in their entire thing, because like uh, I want to see better stories, because Disney used to make good stories, but like now it's just like they do the same thing over and over and over again. It's like it's just pointless. And yeah, that's my rant. Just watch Superman, support the new DCU, watch Peacekeeper, watch Creature Commandos. That shit is funny as fuck and peak. You will get more substance in the fucking Secret Wars. Like it's like, dude, put your money where you can enjoy stuff. And I would not support Disney until they probably get their fucking act together and actually do something experimental for once, and not be this wishy-washy both sides type thing that stands for nothing and does nothing, like the Fantastic Four movie. Okay, cool, awesome, that was my rant. Bye.